All right, let's do it. What's going on, everybody? I am your highway host, Stray Dog number 4, and this is Petrol Peace, an intersection of motorcycles, fashion, food, travel, and art. And this is another episode of Bike Seat Confessions, and I'm here with
Kiana.
Kiana. Where are you from, Kiana, and how long have you been here in Bali?
I'm from Vancouver, Canada. I've been in Bali for 6 months. I was living in LA for 3 years before moving here, and then I just wanted to change the scenery.
So what was your lifestyle like when you were in LA?
It's funny. So I actually think I went through like a huge ego death when I was in LA. I was like super confident and an actor, and like things were going really well for me, and I think I kind of allowed my confidence to be my downfall, and the universe tapped me on my ass. But
Oh, really?
yeah, and then I went through a whole spiritual awakening, became crazy into yoga, and became a teacher, was teaching Pilates and yoga full time, didn't go out, kind of sitting in solitude, and I thought Bali makes sense.
Nah, that's real. I think after you go through any kind of like universal reroute, when it kind of just puts you onto another plateau, it's always healthy to kind of sit with it, digest it, and, kind of let the wind take you where you need to be.
Yeah, for sure. I think at the time, like, I hated the universe, and I kept saying, why, God, why? But I was actually having this thought this morning, and I was like, I think after everything that I've gone through, I've really, like, been equipped with the skills and the tools to, like, process anything that comes up from an open space versus, like, an anxious, fearful place.
Oh, no, absolutely. And so you do yoga full time?
Haven't actually done yoga for like 4 months, but I was teaching yoga full time. I'm more so into Pilates at the moment.
The Pilates. And what's the benefit of, like, what's the difference between yoga and Pilates?
Okay, so yoga is so much about like getting into your body and dropping in and connecting with your breath, and you store emotional trauma in your body. So when you like access new depth into your hips or your shoulders or whatever, that might unleash an emotion or a memory or a trigger that's been stuck there for some time, and it really kind of helps you to heal and expand versus Pilates. It's still slow, but it just really strengthens all the little muscles in your body where you need to get to otherwise.
I see.
Yeah,
I never knew the exact distinction between the two. I just know they were similar.
Yeah, I mean, they're both like strengthening and lengthening, but one's also expanding the mind. I would say anything extends your mind.
Absolutely. And so what keeps you like grounded here in Bali? Because I know it's kind of easy to just kind of get like lost in the flow, and like there's this whole concept of being ubudian. Like, can you define the term ubudian? Do you know what that means? Because it's used quite a lot, and usually with like a negative connotation. So how would you define ubudian?
Yeah, so I mean, I think like the whole concept of spirituality kind of gets thrown around and misused. I think spirituality at the end of the day is like how connected you feel with yourself, and like just understanding the impermanence of life, and like nothing really matters, and not to attach and just experience. Versus I feel like out here maybe they attach so much significance to like these gods and these mantras and dressing a certain way, and it kind of becomes like a role that
more of an aesthetic or a character.
Yeah, and I guess that's where this like pseudo spirituality is kind of coming into play right now.
No, absolutely. And I think a lot of people kind of get turned off to how people are zealous about their spiritual awakening in its infant stages,
Right.
Because, I mean, it seems like a lot of people come here to kind of escape,
Yeah.
and then they find something new. It's like an inner discovery and an outer one at the same time. And it's pretty much overwhelming, and I guess it just tends to be expressed in a way that seems silly to some people. Like, I don't know if you've seen those clips, but it's like a clip of a guy, he's like spinning around in a circle in like a cafe, or like people speaking light language, and it's like, I mean, I dare not be the one to criticize someone's like spiritual experience. I think what happens is people, they get into the practice without really having done the long-term work of it,
Yeah.
and it comes across as like pseudo and
Right.
and artificial. I don't know where I'm going, but this is beautiful.
Making discovery on the journey. Yeah, so actually in the spiritual world, we have a term for that. It's called spiritual bypassing. So you're like actually bypassing all the deep inner shadow work and like addressing your wounds and your trauma and your behaviors and where they come from.
Yeah.
And then having like that expansion and compassion and empathy for other people, that they're, we're all having this human experience, versus people kind of just come in here and they're like, wow, everything is okay and this is a non-judgmental space, so I can act however I want. And sure, you can,
Yeah.
but that's where it kind of becomes ungrounded at this ubudian
Yeah.
everything is okay in
Yeah.
spirituality.
Exactly. And so another question I'll ask you before we go, like on the way back, is what's your message to the world, like to whoever is watching?
My message to the world.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, so many messages I could give. Okay, so I write in my journal every morning. I'm the luckiest girl in the world. And somehow I am so lucky. And it's not because I write that in my journal. It's because I've affirmed it to myself so many times that like opportunities, miracles, and blessings just like present themselves. So it's like, if there's one thing you can do to improve your life, is really reshape the way your mind works and the way you think, and to believe that, and then become aware of when the negative thoughts start to creep in again, because it takes time to reprogram your mind and create that desired reality.
Absolutely. Well, I appreciate you and your time. I appreciate you for being open enough to hop on the back of a stranger's motorcycle and share some of your personal stories with me.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
No problem. Actually, I'll ask you one more golden question. Have you been dating here in Bali? Like, what's that like?
Have I been dating here? Yeah, I've been dating. I was seeing this one guy, and it didn't go so well. And then I've been dating this new guy, and things are going really well.
Okay.
He doesn't know if he's gonna stay.
This classic story.
Classic. He's like, oh, I feel like you're my wife, but it's the wrong time. And I'm like, man, I think guys, when they meet the one, they move shit around so that it becomes the right time.
Honestly, and that is the golden take. Like, for me, that's the right take. And I've been thinking about that a lot more as of late. It's like, there's no perfect moment.
There's
like you have to literally make it that. Like make it the perfect moment. Like, make it make sense,
Yeah, just jump into it without fear. But
exactly. And so how would you define love?
I think love should feel free and expansive and unconditional. Like, you're not trying to withhold anyone from doing their dreams and achieving or accomplishing anything, or that self-discovery. It should be like, I have so much love for you. I just want you in my company and my presence as my partner and my teammate, so I can support you in accomplishing that, and you can do that for me without holding each other back. Like, love is literally like a best friend relationship. I think we get so confused that like, oh, we're in love and now you're mine and I'll control you and blah blah blah, versus love, it's like, I see you, I feel you, I hear you, go get it, I'm here when you need me.
I feel that. I think whatever love is in any capacities, it should allow whoever you're giving this love to, whatever aspect of themselves, it should naturally flourish and like bloom. Like, so when you begin to love someone, it shouldn't impede any part of their like daily life, it shouldn't get in the way. It should be exactly how you describe. It should be a mutually expansive like partnership.
Yeah.
or
Teaming.
relationship. Exactly.
Yeah.
Well, again, thank you so much for coming on Petrol P.
Thank
And
you.
yeah. Where am I going? I just missed it. I had to turn around. All right, y'all. Hope y'all enjoyed another episode of Bike Seat Confessions. Yeah, that is it.